my gallery. Yeah, you're in my gallery today. So why am I inviting you to my gallery? Well, that's a damn good question. I'm hoping that maybe some of the skeptics will catch this video and have a different position by the time they're done with the video. So, let's see. In 2023, I decided that the American people needed a court of law because the American people don't have a court of law. I've been explaining to you all there is no license to practice law. I've challenged you. Find the department, find the agency, state or federal, that issues a license to practice law, and you can't do it because it doesn't exist. So they're lying to you. I recently heard again a CIA guy talking about how the average American commits 3 felonies a day on average. They don't know it. They don't mean to do it. But he says that is the facts, and that anytime they want to come after you, it's real easy. They just simply go through your metadata, and he says they simply buy it. They don't have to go to a judge and get permission. So the system is so weaponized against us. So I decided that the American people needed a land location for a court of law, and the American people needed to stand. They needed to learn how to stand, how to prosecute, how to defend. And this is when the military started showing up. So I'd been living here maybe 10 years prior to that, and the air traffic here was like zip, zero, nada. Except one time around the time they raided me, the Kalkaska County prosecutor flew his helicopter at treetop level, buzzing my rooftop, probably trying to put the fear of God into me. But other than, something like that, there was like no air traffic here. An occasional prop plane, an occasional helicopter, that's it. So I'm going to take you through the gallery. I'm going to be in a little circle. I'm going to be in a little circle where I can participate, and I can add some commentary, and there are a couple other little things I can do. Yesterday was quite a day. For Sky Events, and so we're going to take a look at them. Now, we're not focusing on timestamps. So we're not worrying about, is it on cue? Is it a power number? Are they screaming martial law? Are they screaming mass arrest? What are they doing? Yesterday, there are some of those timestamps, but the focus is not there. The focus is on the volume and the different types of things that we're going to see. So, so I'm going to explain to you, I'm going to show you a couple things. So here we go. All right, here we go. So you're in my gallery. and I'm gonna explain a few things. So the sky events, what I'm calling military comms, um, um, they started when I gave the American people a land location for a court of law, and I called the Kalkaska County Sheriff, Under Sheriff, Kalkaska County Prosecutor, Kalkaska Judge, Kalkaska Chief of Police, Kalkaska Court Clerk, Kalkaska Postmaster. um, and of course, they all showed contempt of court. But the military was here. There was an assassin team here the day of court, a little after midnight, the very beginning of the day of court, a little after midnight, there was an assassin team here. Other than that, there were 3 people from Kalkaska and 2 guys from Pennsylvania that came. So I have observed that sometimes these sky events are enhanced and seem to be a direct response to things that I have done. Things that I have done. So, a short recap. This is a screenshot. That's why we got the volume on the side here, cutting off some of the words. But due to corrupt criminal activity, this location closed. And there's a little more signage out there. And there's a lock. You can see a lock right here on the box. That box was locked from February of 24 to February of 26. So here recently, I have done some things. I opened the post box February of 26. So after 2 years of having it locked, locking out the corruption, and not having mail service in or out, because I had to lock the box in order to lock out the corruption, because the Kalkaska Post Office insisted on being rogue, and they used the sheriff to support their criminal activity. So at any rate, March 3rd, I put a new box out there, address, correct sentence structure, communication, parse, syntax, grammar, performance, correct address on the box. I've got the signage out here. And so I also opened up the shipping lanes for the post, the military post for the Michigan Territory, because last year I decided that the military needs a sovereign post. The military has been rogue. The military has become a corporate structure. The military has been slaved, and there are probably good men in the military, and they need a place, a sovereign base, place to start, to do the right thing, to be correct. So, what I did here is I opened up the shipping lanes for the Kalkaska Superior Court, Court of Land, Air, Water, and Cyberspace, and Military Post 1 for the Michigan Territory. I have clear signage out here that the all caps name is fraud. Okay, so you see it there with the stop symbol, right? Or don't, or what? And then a green check on a proper way for the name to be. And I give them a little bit of information here. about 1341, 1342. That's United States Code. Sections deals with frauds and swindles and mail fraud. All right, so I'm without a truck. I'm without transportation. I got a sled to pull through the snow and a wheelbarrow I can push over the dirt. So I used a sled to drag all this down there along with the tools that I needed and get this done. By the time I dragged the sled back, already that day, there was activity in the sky, and the skies had been quiet. The skies had been quiet prior to that. So um, I'm confident that everything that I do is monitored. And I had been talking about this a little bit before I did it. I was obviously doing a little planning before. I had to get the layout, I had to get the materials. So, at any rate, enough of that. Enough of that. All right. So, I also was to the post office. I was to the post office where I did a what they call a change of address or forwarding address, but that's the only form available. And what I did was I did a correction of the address. So I've got most of this covered up because this is not for me to share publicly because it's priority knowledge. It's protected, and so I want to be respectful. So what I'm showing you, there's a lot of teaching out there that can explain what I'm showing you here. But you see the date, March 3rd, 26. That's the date that the start date. And then I was at the post office on March 29th. Down at the bottom, you can see March 29th, 26th. You also see where it says print the name. You got my RF number, my registered mail number. And then where it says sign, I wrote autograph. And then I did an autograph, and that's going across the stamp. It's going and the seal. So the seal's there, the stamp's there, the autograph's there, and I didn't know what to expect. I did not know what to expect when I got to the post office. If they're going to call the sheriff on me, they're going to cause a public disturbance. They're going to try and get me incarcerated. I have no idea, but they played dirty. They played dirty here in Kalkaska. So above my head here, you can see it says knowledge of the document contract claim section, Title 42, United States Code, Section 1986. Let me see. Oops. All right, I didn't misspeak. Good. I was going from memory because that was too small for me to read. So at any rate, the girl, she looked this form over very thoroughly. And then she said, okay. So before I got there, I had stopped at the library and made 2 copies. You're looking at a copy. And so when she said okay, she did not put her stamp, she did not do joinder in front of me. She did not take this stamp and place it over mine, which would be for joinder. Okay? Now, she probably didn't know that she should do that. She probably didn't know she should do that, and I'm not there to teach her her job. I'm there to take care of business. So, after she had looked the form over very, very good and said, okay, that's when I presented my 2 copies. And I said, great. I said, would you put your stamp on here so I have copy of that I've been here and that you are in receipt? She was happy to oblige. She even asked, where would I like the stamp? And I asked her to put it partially on the white paper and partially on the copy of the form. That way it's obvious that that is not a mark, that a stamp that is put on the form. That's a stamp that's put on the copy. Now, I explained to her about United States Code, Title 42, Section 1986 is about stop and correct, about knowledge and stop and correct. So at that point, I explained to her that my mailbox had been locked for 2 years because that was the only way I could deal with the corruption. I had to stop the corruption. That I had signage out there for 2 years. And that now I have new signage out there. And you may want to make a copy. Of the of this paper here, because on the top it says for the knowledge of, and then it gets into what I said, Section 1986. So I explained to her that I have new signage out there now, and I showed her picture. This is what I showed her. And I said, you can see clearly that I have signage out there that the all caps name is a fraud. You have knowledge, and please be correct. So I said, you may want to make a copy. You may want to make a copy of this paperwork. And she said, oh, yes. So after she put the stamp on it, she went to her copy machine and made a copy. So I have not received any mail with the all caps name as of yet. So these are some of the things that I have done recently, right? That's March 3rd. March 3rd, I opened up the box. March 3rd, I did this. Right? And then a couple days ago, I did this. I updated the sign for the court, and I incorporated the military post. We are under martial law. We need JAG. We need JAG here at the Superior Court and the military post in Kalkaska, the Michigan Territory. So, I put the signage up, and then things happened. Now things started happening when I put the signage up at the mailbox. When I went and took down the sign at the court, simply taking the sign down, because I'd been talking about it. I'd been talking about it, and I'm confident everything I do is monitored. all my communications, my social media, my text messaging, my phone calls, emails, everything I'm confident is monitored. And so, as I've explained many times, things are reactionary to what I have done. So, a very clear example is this right here. This was last year. This was late summer. I had been I spent months expanding the landing zone, hugely expanding the landing zone. I had created a landing zone and given authorizations to the military for use in 2024. And I went up on the roof. I went live on YouTube, and I gave the authorization. And then in 2025, I greatly expanded the landing zone after working on it for months. And at the near the end of that project, that day there was over 40 videos that I was compelled to capture. Sky events I was compelled to capture in audio, video, and this is a screenshot of one of them. I think this was video 20 for the day. And I look up, and here they come from the west, flying east in a Vic. You can see that's a V formation. You got the lead plane here. You got you got a wingman over here, and then further back, another wingman. So that's clearly formation. Now in the video, we see trail, we see them coming in with trail, we see them going overhead with trail, we see them flying out with trail everywhere, and then all of a sudden, all the trail vanishes except over my head. Directly over my head, 3 trails side by side. Now that's sophisticated. They had to do multiple things in order to make this happen. They all had to change their exhaust from a trail that's going to dissipate quickly to a trail that is going to stay. And then because they were not side by side, they had to have some split-second timing and some location coordination to be able to get these to be side by side. So, I have done a lot here recently. So, this is a local map here. What you see circled, that's Kalkaska. That's Kalkaska County, that's Kalkaska Village. And this area that's all in the green here that I'm circling, that's Camp Grayling. There's Camp Grayling. So there's their north post, their airfield. Their airfield is here. And their south post. And then I'm over here. So that's how Camp Grayling lays out. All right, so let's see. 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, 20, 23, 24, 25 videos from yesterday. 25 videos from yesterday. And I'm going to show you things. I'm going to show you things that you can ask yourself the questions. You can ask yourself the questions. You can come to your own conclusions. I'm not here to sell anything. I got nothing for sale. I got a mission, and through my battles, all this time in fight or flight, because of my science and my intellectual property, and because I value my life, because I love you, I've had stories to tell. So this video is now approaching half an hour. That's going to be quite an upload. So this will be part 1. I'll come back with part 2, and we'll go through some of these sky events. All right, everybody. I love you, and I'll be back.